Hi there. So, what do you see here? Is this the most beautiful doll in the world? Which is, by the way, a quote by the company Curls Poppin dolls that now, or better said, for several years, are selling these dolls on their website and even had the guts to present them on Toy Fair this year. Which is, in my opinion, very wild and very brave and maybe also a little bit dumb, but that's up to you. And after this review, I'm pretty sure that you know exactly what this doll here is. And by far, she's not the most beautiful doll in the world, but I personally really like this face since I have plenty of dolls with that face in my collection. But of course, I have the ones that are made by Mattel. I so far did not have this knockoff version. But let's start with the company that tries to sell you this kind of doll as their own creation. I think it makes sense to start with their website and their story, so you do have faces to all the nonsense that they wrote about their doll line and also about the stuff that you might have seen in videos of dolltubers that visited Toy Fair and also the booth of this company. Their first Instagram post about these dolls were back in 2020, and already back then they had shown the two face molds that they would use for their doll line. And it is this one here, the one you have seen before, which is actually, and I will already tell you that, the 2003 summer face mold made by Mattel. And later on, you will have absolutely no doubt that I'm correct with this. The other one, the other face, is completely unknown to me, and I would love to say that this maybe is an original design, but later on you will see. No, that's also not an original design. And of course, also the body is not an original design. So, yeah, let's dive in and have a look on these bootleg, knockoff, clone fake dolls, whatever we would like to call them. But yeah, here they are, nude and in comparison with the original dolls. To make it clear, these dolls are not only sold on the Curls and Poppin website, those dolls have been sold on Chinese websites and also on eBay for more than 6 years. And they are produced by the same manufacturer like the Xian Xian Princess dolls. There are listings on Aliexpress for those dolls, also on eBay, and you can even buy them in bulk on the Alibaba side of the manufacturer here, which, as I said before, is the manufacturer also for the Xian Xian Princess line. And we have seen things like that. So people who tell us, yeah, I made this doll. It is mine. It is made after my liking and after my design before. So this is not new. And I guess even the Curls and Poppin company was the first one who came out with all this BS about a created doll line that, yeah, is not their own design. They never stated that it is their own design actually on their site. They just said that they had the idea and that some kind of stuff was important to them, like the curls, because it is originally a company that sells hair products for curly hair. So, of course, they do have to combine their original product together with their doll line. I bought these two dolls on AliExpress and I did not buy them for this video, to be honest. I bought them for a video in general about fakey dolls that do have this older Barbie body because someone in my comments asked about a review about these old style fashionista bodies, which are very popular. It is really hard to get those original bodies, to be honest. I actually bought a body that does have this underbust joint and also the right knee joint combined in one body, but the seller simply didn't ship my order, and so I had to buy new bodies because I couldn't find another one that does have the underbust and the knee. But both bodies that you can see here in the middle are original Mattel bodies, and I think even on first sight you can see the very obvious similarities between the knockoff dolls and the original bodies that you can see here. But let's first talk about the hair fiber that these two dolls use. The one that you have seen in the beginning does have, with no doubt, polypropylene hair, very dry, a very bad hair texture. And no, I do not mock curly hair at all. We have seen in the past a lot of beautiful dolls that do have very nice quality curly hair. That is also not always the case with Mattel products, but at least most of the time they do have a bit more than just a few plugs rooted. Anyway, the girl here with the straight hair does have a different hair fiber. I'm still not quite sure if it is simply the better quality poly version or if it is just lower quality nylon fiber. I'm not quite sure about that. Because the hair is so rare. You do not even have enough hair for a good grip, but the ends of the hair fiber are very dry. So the chance is high that this one here is also only a polypropylene fiber, just the one that is not super bad. I paid for these dolls here nude a bit under €4 each and for a price of $39.99 on the Curls Poppin website. I hope that you get at least dolls that do not have any kind of wonk eye or damage to their face. But, well, I don't know. And I also hope that if you buy these dolls for $40, that they do have more hair than the dolls that you can get for a tenth of that price. The body does not have any neck articulations, so you can remove the head quite easily, even though the material of the head is quite hard. The mobility of the body is quite okay. Even the finishing is okay for this type of doll. The material itself is completely different than the material that had been used with the original bodies. For example, the arms are very rubbery, and you will later see that they are also very weirdly short compared with the original body. But first, here you do have the two original bodies, one with bust articulation or under bust articulation, and one with the knee joint that also the bootleg body does have. The torso of the body with the underbust joint is exactly the same on the bootleg doll body. They gave the underwear a slightly different shape, and also, of course, the molded on pattern is different. But other than that, it is the same torso, also with the same measurements. There's not a big difference between the fake and the original. The original has way more movement in the upper torso joint. The fake version has near to no movement. The original Mattel body with the underbust joint, but with the legs that also had been used in the 90s for those with mobility, does have strong legs that are connected by an elastic, and of course, over time, it had loosened up quite a bit. So she does have a lot of articulation in her leg. The newer body that does have the same articulation or the same look like the knockoff product does also have legs that are connected by a peg sort of joint like the fake version as well. And I think the fake version can spread their legs a tiny bit more than the original in case that is interesting for someone. When you look at the arms of the original bodies, they both are exactly the same. Both bodies or the torsos were copyrighted back in 2009 and both use exactly the same arm and hand model. When you now compare the fake body to the original one, the arms are very short. Honestly, weirdly short, because the arms of the original Barbie body, they are more or less anatomically correct. So how it roughly looks like if you would put the hand or your arm on the side of your body. But the fake body does definitely have very short arms, and yeah, maybe it is a shrinkage problem. I don't know. Maybe they actively decided to create the arms like this so it is more obvious that this is not an original item and that there are a few visible differences possible, at least when you do have the original and the fake in hands. Same goes for the hands. It is the same model, but it does have a lot of detail loss. The hand of the fake one is smaller and you cannot really see the fingernails anymore. But hey, you cannot doubt that this is exactly the same hand, just in a less good quality version, but there are not a lot of changes between the original and the fake. But the shape and the size of the torso, I think, is completely the same. I cannot see any difference. They did definitely change the neck, so the fake body does not have any neck articulation, and I think the neck overall does have a more tilted look. So I guess that's the case because the head should not look to the ceiling all the time. So I guess they gave it a more tilted forward expression because of that. Also, the leg length is exactly the same on the fake body as on the original body with underbust articulation, and also on the one that does have the same knee articulation as the fake body. But a funny little extra is that they gave the fake body a little bit more detail on the feet. The heel is the same, the size is the same, but they do have given this knockoff body some tiny toes. So the only differences I can see beside of the length and the shape, not really shape of the arms do have the same shape, they are just shrunken, I don't know. But the only difference I can really see are the design of the underwear, the molded on underwear, and the design of the feet. But the optical differences are minimal. So now it's time for my favorite part of the video. Here you have up close the knockoff version of that 2003 summer face mold. This screening is okay. It is pretty much similar to the Xian Xian Princess screening, or at least to the first edition ones, because I think the new ones do have a slightly better one, but I don't know that for sure. I'm just referring that to pictures. The screening is very shiny. It is like a decal. It's not like the, in my opinion, higher quality screening that Mattel used to do, and yeah, still does sometimes, but we also have this beautiful resin screening today, and I guess when it comes to resin screening, I even appreciate this here over that, but anyway. And on the left you can see an original Barbie head. To me personally, even these close-ups are already enough to prove that these two girls are exactly the same face mold. But for all of you that are not so good with facial features in general, here they are completely wiped and blank. So, is there any question left if these two girls are exactly the same face? I highly doubt that. And of course, I'm not from the US, I'm from Germany, and I can only speak for the German law. It is okay to buy counterfeit items, and it is not okay to sell them. So maybe Poppin Curls should think about the fact what they are selling. But hey, who knows? Maybe Mattel did sell the summer face mold from 2003 to that company, because as far as I know, it does sell their products inside of the US. I don't know, but actually I can see here a problem. But in fact, this company sells those dolls already since 2020 and Mattel didn't care about it. So I guess that they will sell their stuff even longer. But actually, it is the first time that they presented this stuff on the toy fair, and maybe now Mattel's also interested in a company that sells their property as an creation of their own. But I don't know that. I guess the sales are not very good for this small company, and also actually for the price of $40 for a doll like this, even with a pair of pants and a t-shirt that does have the company name on it. I don't know if there are really a lot of people who really do buy that, but I just hope that this is not the case, or at least when they see this video, they think twice if they want to give this company their hard-earned money. Here you can again see the knockoff doll together with an original Mattel product, together with the blank faces. By the way, when I removed the face screening with acetone, the screening of the fake doll did stain the material of the head, so I was not able to remove everything. You can still see the shadow of the eyebrows, for example, but for the original Mattel product, it was not a problem. Everything is gone. The summer that you can see on the left is on a made to move body, and in case you would like to buy those knockoff bodies on Aliexpress to use them as body donor, the clothing will fit a little bit differently because this older Mattel body does have a more cinched waist and the made to move body is wider. And I also took the chance to compare the original underbust joint with the underbust joint of the made to move body. It is not such a big difference between the side to side movement, but the up and down on the older Mattel body is way better. As I said, it was really hard to get the original older fashionista style bodies because they are very popular. A lot of people really like this older style body, and also I think a lot of them are simply gone by now since the plastic of the two that I have here is already very brittle, and that's a bummer because the dolls are not so old. I guess these here are made between 2010 and 11, so it is only barely 15 years ago that these doll bodies have been made, and as I said, the plastic is already very brittle. I mean, I did not collect Barbies back then, so the only bodies that are really interesting to me are the made to move bodies. But I really hope that the plastic of my bodies does not fall apart so easily in a few years. But I think that the look of this body still is attractive to a lot of collectors. So I do understand why you would like to buy a knockoff product like this. And in case you have paid only a few bucks for a new doll, why not? The quality is not horrible. The look is quite nice. The mobility is not the same as for the original product, but that is of course not so important. Compared to the original product, this knockoff body is way lighter. It only weighs 58 grams. The older Mattel body with the underbust joint weighs roughly 82 grams. And the one without underbust joint weighs 71 grams. Here you do have a modern Barbie body that does have the same articulation as the older Barbie body that you have seen before, only the torso shape and maybe a few other things are different, but overall it is now the version you can get with articulation but not the made to move articulation, and this one here weighs 78 grams. An enormous standard made to move body does weigh around 96, 97, 96, 97, 96, 97, around 97 grams. Oh well, in this position, it is 96 grams. When it comes to the skin color, the doll with the summer face, the knockoff summer, is a rather light skin tone. I know that the other doll that does have this unknown face is a bit darker, but this one here does have a skin tone that is similar to the floral bun range when it comes to made to move. Here you can see the knockoff body together with, on the left, a girl that does have the yellow top made to move, which is way darker than the knockoff body. And on the right, this is the BMR Mitch, and on the far right, you have green tie-dye. And I often hear that green tie-dye is the same skin as floral bun. No, that's not the case. Green tie-dye does have a way more red undertone, and you can see it when you hybrid some dolls with it. So sometimes you need the skin tone with a little bit more yellow undertone, and sometimes you need it with a bit more red in its undertone. But the knockoff body does definitely have more yellow in its undertone. To make it clear again, I bought the two dolls, the knockoff dolls that you have seen in this video, on Aliexpress, nude, and for only under €4 in total. When you buy these dolls on the Curls Poppin website, you will get them together with a set of clothing. In the basic version, it is a pair of pants and a t-shirt with the company logo on it, but they also sell fashion packs for $8 each, and I think we should have a look on that as well. Because at least everyone that really likes my content loves to create looks and is interested in doll clothing. So the clothing that you can buy on this Poppin Curls, no, Curls and Poppin, oh, I don't know, on this website is nothing special. It is also stuff that you can buy on each and every Chinese website and even on the Amazon Marketplace. Most of the time, I have exactly the same piece, just in a different color. So at first, we do have here the red sweater dress fashion pack. I do have this sweater in white and in purple. The quality is okay. It is a nice knitted piece. You have seen it on even a lot of different channels, I'm pretty sure, or at least on my Froggy stuff. She often buys this kind of sweater and it is available in a lot of different colors. Overall, the price is usually very low. So for the sweater alone, I don't think that you would pay more than $1. Usually, when I buy this stuff, I buy not only one sweater, usually the sweater comes together with a pair of pants and a pair of shoes, or you have a multi pack of those sweaters, and they usually cost under $2 in total with everything. And I do have quite a big tax charge of 19%, so I guess you even will pay less than what I would have to pay for it. These sweaters do have quite a short sleeve, so it is maybe a plus that the fake bodies do have quite short arms as well. Next up is this leather fashion pack. The tube top is the same as for the fashion pack on the side. Also the shape of the skirt and the jacket is the same. The stockings are also made out of a pleather-like material, and for example the tube top I always use on my Wallbox bodies because this is a very plasticky material that does not stain. It is a black tube top that does not stain. So this is a positive thing for the set. Overall, the quality is fine. I mean, it is not top notch, but it is okay. And usually you would pay for this outfit between 3 to maybe even $5. So with $8, it is not too far away from the price you would pay on other websites. Next up is the pink wool skirt fashion pack. I only have this set with a brown color and also the tube top that is shown on the picture of the Curls Poppin dolls website is a bit different from mine. The cut seems to be the same, but the one from the Curls Poppin dolls website does have a leather texture to it, so I guess it is different, but the shape is quite the same. Usually these sets were extremely cheap. I know they were around last year and even the last before, so usually you would not pay more than $2 for this set, and I guess even less when you buy it together with other stuff, but at least here you get it with a pleather top, and I don't know, that is definitely a tiny difference. Also, the next fashion pack, the red flower pattern fashion pack, is a very high price for the dress itself. I only have it in green. I'm not a big fan of the fabric, to be honest, but I know it was very popular over the last 2 or even 3 years. And I bet that a lot of you do have exactly that dress, maybe in a different color, in your collection. Anyway, the quality is nice. It is not a bad dress. And I know for a fact that this was also a very, very affordable dress. I guess it is still available on Chinese websites, but it is way, way under $2. I think barely over $1, to be honest, if you would like to buy it. So yeah, here the price of $8 is definitely a little bit overpriced. A little bit. And this is the last fashion pack I would like to have a look on or make a comparison with. And honestly, the set that I do have is quite a bit different from the one that you can see here on the website. But nonetheless, I wanted to talk about the original design for this outfit because there's absolutely no question on what doll outfit this is based on. Come on guys, you cannot deny that this fashion pack looks very similar to the first Barbie extra doll made by Mattel, even though the Mattel version, I dare to say it, but looks way more high quality than this here. But honestly, it is a very affordable knockoff dress, so even this one here, you should get it for way under $2, especially when there are no shoes included. I bought mine in a different color scheme, and also the material of the singular items is also a bit different, but I wanted to show you that this design is often available in absolutely nothing special, and for $8 I think it is also very overpriced. So, since this knockoff summer does not have to look pretty anymore, why not loosen up her pigtails and look what is underneath these pretty curls? And of course, she's balding underneath it, and yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if exactly these dolls that you can also buy on the Curls Poppin website for the great price of $39.99 when you would like to buy it. In the basic edition would have more hair. From the pictures, I doubt it. Maybe the ones that do have open hair. I don't know. Maybe it would have been nice if these doll influencers who had visited the toy fair would have gotten into these dolls and maybe would have shown a better look on the quality. But hey, you have this channel here, and I'm not part of this top notch group of doll influencers or doll unpacking channels. I don't know how to call it. I do my own style, and I absolutely don't care if someone ever would like to sponsor my channel. I also don't want to have any kind of PR box. I want to be independent, and that's what you can always expect on this channel. I will never ever tell you that something is good when it is not, in my opinion. And I also do not want to mock any company or anything. I am a little bit worried about the future of dolls when I see a company like this Curls Poppin Dolls website that even shows this Barbie knockoff version on a big toy fair. I think this is very bad, to be honest. And I cannot be really nice to this company when I talk about that, because in my opinion, this is really bad for us as collectors. As I said, I don't think that Mattel even cares about this situation. This sale rate will not be very good for these dolls, and most of the collectors know that this is not an original item, but there are still people that are new to the hobby and maybe even fans of this company, and they would like to buy their stuff to support the company. But in fact, I highly doubt that this is the right way when a company like this lies to you all the time and tries to sell a product that is so low in quality. I don't say that these dolls are trash in general. If you buy them for a very tiny price, the quality is even with the price. You know, as I said, I paid a little bit under €4 for each of these dolls, and actually, I think that resembles the quality of these dolls. But $40 for even only the basic version of these dolls? Yeah, I don't know. I also would like to talk again about the manufacturer of these dolls and also about the problem that comes together with this manufacturer. I'm not gonna lie, I like the clothing that they make, and as it seems, they do not only make the high quality Xian Xian Princess collection clothing, I guess they make more or less all of the other clothes as well. And overall, I don't think that fashion doll clones are a big problem in general. Clones or bootleg dolls were available as long as fashion dolls do exist. But the problem that I can see with all this stuff here are the people who would like to make quick money with these items. The manufacturer of these dolls does offer custom packaging, for example, and you can buy these dolls in big bulks on the Alibaba website, and I'm very sure that you can contact them and make even a better price in person rather than buying it on Alibaba, because usually the price is not so much different from what you would pay on Aliexpress. But still, what can I say? I think the main problem with these items, regardless if it is here now the Barbie knockoff or the newer ones that is called Xian Xian Princess, that is made more or less after the fashion royalty body and everything, this company does make some changes to their product in comparison to the original, but still it is a fully and completely knockoff based company, and it is sad in my eyes that there are bad people out there who would like to rip us off with a low quality item for a very high price. And it is totally up to you if you would like to believe all these nonsense these people tell you about their backstory, about the idea they had. You can give them the benefit of a doubt if they know what they are doing. If they know that all the stuff they sell are just knockoff products and maybe they don't have any experience with dolls or whatsoever, so they don't know if what they are selling is good or bad quality, or if the price is at least matching the quality of the product they are selling. So I guess everything that should have been said about these dolls is now said, and this time I do not hope that you had fun. I hope that this video will change at least a tiny bit for the people who were interested in these dolls after seeing them at Toy Fair. And I thought it is important to see these dolls from someone who is not paid to review them and is not paid to be friendly, because that's not what I am. I like to be friendly, I like to be positive in general, but I'm not a liar. And I will not waste my time to discuss in the comments about the authenticity of these dolls. You've seen what these dolls are. You can see what the dolls look on the Curls Poppin dolls website look like. You can see them on the manufacturer website, and you have seen it here how these dolls look, and especially how the face looks without any screening. And if there are still some questions or you would like to discuss this topic, I'm here for you, but I don't want to have advertisement under this video, and I don't want to hear that this is an original design and that I'm just a mean person that would like to destroy a small business. I don't care about small businesses in general. I don't care about this business, and also not about any small business of an influencer person on Instagram or elsewhere that sells cheap knockoff dolls from China on their own and pretend that they did any kind of design or development for these dolls. I'm so tired of that. But honestly, if you like to comment on this video, you are free to do that. But this time I will hold back each and every comment and unlock it individually, because I don't want to give fake people and paid accounts the possibility to write nonsense under this video. Actually, I really hope that near to no one watches this video, because I really hope that nobody even cares about these dolls. But in case people do care about this doll line and they will watch this video, I hope that they now will think twice before they give this company their money. So to everyone that likes to watch my content, thank you so much for watching. Maybe I will see you again in one of my next videos, and until then, I wish you a great time. Bye!